Hello.
Hello, and welcome to Books and Grannies.
Yeah. Welcome back, y'all.
Yep.
It's time for our personal read check-in, and you all. I hate it when I say that, and it comes out quite often. We have a freaking guest.
We do.
It's Kay Loves.
It's Kay
on
Loves.
TikTok.
TikTok.
A.K.A. Sarah's mom.
Yeah. Surprise.
And yeah, today it's check-in time.
Yeah.
What we read this week outside of our podcast book.
Yeah. I'm going to let you go first, Danielle. What'd you read this week?
Shoot, dang. Well, I read like 18 pages of A Little Life by Hanya Yanighara.
Heck yeah.
And we're getting to the part where Willem is like expressing feelings for Jude.
Okay.
Which I was not expecting.
Yeah.
Actually.
That one caught me off guard too, for sure.
Yeah. I really wasn't. I don't know. I didn't think that would transpire.
Yeah.
Since they're like the best of buds.
So I haven't read this book.
Yeah.
But I watched Sarah read it.
Yeah. Watched.
I mean.
Yeah. I can imagine.
And kind of watching her read it made me decide I'm not going to read it because I'm not sure that my mental health can handle it.
That's fair.
But has it made you sob throughout the reading process?
There's been a lot of heavy parts already,
Okay.
yes, but I know that Sarah's like, you aren't even at the worst of it yet. And it's been bad. So I'm like, great. I'm not prepared.
Yeah.
And
That's why you're reading it in like
small chunks.
Okay.
I was flying through it for a little while there.
Yeah,
and then,
you've gotten to the heavier stuff now that's harder to read. And
yeah, I've gone through a big chunk of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a whole section about Jude's past that's just really rough. It's like human trafficking vibes. Mm-hmm. Abusing a very young boy.
It's rough.
Yeah.
So again,
Yeah.
I kind of, someday maybe, because I'm very intrigued by it, but I'm also like, I don't know if I can handle a book that's going to make me sob every 5 pages.
That's fair. It hasn't been that often, I will say. Like most...
Has it actually made you cry yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I mean, I've felt very emotional, but
Yeah.
I haven't, like, sobbed about it.
You haven't gotten to the first part that made me cry yet.
Okay, so you also haven't cried yet in your read of this book.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, it's brutal. Poor Jude just has a really terrible background. And you uncover it, like, slowly through the book. But the first half of it is mostly just, like, 4 buds.
Yeah.
College guys. And you
One of
getting to
them's
know
got
them.
a, like, sad story, and you know that, but it's not, like, in depth
Yet.
until you get to
Yeah.
Jude's part that's, like,
Rough.
heavier.
Yeah. But yeah, it seems like Jude's in a relatively stable part of his life right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think he still, like, contemplates unaliving himself.
Yeah.
But hasn't taken another step towards that. And Willem kind of likes him, wants to tell him he has feelings.
Yeah.
So we'll see what comes of that.
Yeah.
And then I read about 252 pages of Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yes, girl. And I know that...
those of y'all that don't know, we are sort of buddy reading this book.
Yeah.
Sort of.
I just have to say, I stopped reading it before I had to this week because I wanted Sarah to catch up, and then she surpassed me by like 80 pages.
I'm sorry.
Which is mostly rude, but it's fine, I guess.
I didn't mean to.
You did. You did it vindictively.
Well, I had a slow day at
joking.
work, and I didn't have podcast book with me, and I read.
Yeah, I mean, fair. It's hard to put down.
Jeez.
But I did it for you. I'm joking.
So there was, just off the subject, just a tiny bit, but had a conversation the other day about relationships and how you should never feel like you have to give something up for a partner or a friend.
And I gave up my reading.
Maybe this relationship isn't as healthy as I thought.
No, we're solid. It's fine, I swear. For the most part, it's mostly like sister behavior.
Well, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but Sarah, how many pages did you read of it?
I read 330, so I'm on like 500-ish.
Okay, I'm like at
pages.
420-ish.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's what we've both read, I guess, this week. But
Yeah.
it's starting to get crazy, dude.
Yeah, I'm going to let you talk about it because I don't want to accidentally spoil anything for you, and we both know my memory.
Yeah, it's true. But how are you feeling about this section?
I'm loving it. I don't feel like... there's a lot of, like, mixed opinions about how Iron Flame isn't as good as Fourth Wing, and
Yeah.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I do too. I feel like it's building a really complicated, like, political landscape.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's a different vibe for sure than Fourth Wing because it's not like Discovery phase so much as it is like what's next steps. But But I'm really enjoying it. It sucked me in.
Yeah.
But since I have to lead this part of the conversation, Sarah, have gotten to the point where, Violet and Xaden have taken half of the freaking riders from the quadrant.
Yeah.
And have gone to, what's the place?
Aratia.
Aradia. This is 90% of our podcast. And they just went to get the luminary.
Okay.
And on their way back, taking all the flyers with them, the Griffin flyers.
Okay, so you have passed the part where she gets attacked. Question mark?
Yeah. Where the freaking guy, Tecarus or whatever, puts her in the pin with a...
use her lightning and there's a freaking thing.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't want to say too much.
I know.
You have to read it.
Oh, I will.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to say too much.
That's why we can't say too much.
Yeah.
If you weren't going to read it, we'd just tell you about it.
I mean, tell you the whole story.
You inherited your goldfish brain from me. So probably you can talk about it in detail, and I won't remember by the time I read it.
You might. It might be a big spoiler.
Yeah. It's getting very good. They're on the trek back to Aratia, and they're trying to navigate like a huge mountain pass with all of the Griffins flyers
who can't fly because of the altitude.
Yeah, it's a whole bad thing, and one of them, fell off, and so a Griffin. Yeah, well, the Griffin didn't fall, but the rider did, and then the
Griffin dies when the rider dies.
Yeah,
so. Yeah,
it's bad.
Okay.
And then Violet hopped on Terran and is like, I got this.
Yeah.
And does some crazy shit. Yeah.
Because when the... Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
When the Griffin was dying, the thing happened, and then she just gotta go take care of some business.
Yeah, she's gotta lay down the freaking law right up on Terran's back.
Yep.
And I love Terran.
I love Terran so much.
Yeah, but so much happened, probably more than that. I feel like, I don't remember where we left off last week, but it's getting nuts.
There's so much. It's so good.
It's very good. You must read.
You have to.
Your hot take about it being better than ACOTAR
I
kind
know.
of floored me. Like,
me
coming
too.
from us,
to be
you
honest,
know how much we
with
love
you.
ACOTAR.
yeah, especially coming from you guys.
Yeah.
Like that.
I love ACOTAR. I do. I also, the more dense fantasy I realize that ACOTAR is very...
It's beginner
It
fantasy.
is. It's like,
really
it is a
is.
stepping stone. But it is very much like a, hey, you want to have like romantasy, but it's kind of easy, relatively hop in.
It's good, like, dip your toes into fantasy.
I think, it's a great series for somebody who's used to reading like literary fiction or thrillers even or whatever, but wants to try fantasy. Like, this is a good beginner,
middle ground.
Try it out, see if you like it kind of a series. Yeah,
for sure. I love it. But yeah, Fourth Wing, I think it just, I don't know. It just hit me. It hit me right. And maybe it's because it's our first read. We haven't read anything like it's out. Goodness. Outside of ACOTAR in a hot minute.
Yeah.
Easy for you to say.
Always. But I think because it was a little bit against the grain of us digging into a reread of fantasy series, that also made it stand out.
Yeah.
But the writing is brilliant. The characters you fall in love with instantaneously.
Yeah.
And like the concept behind it is just fantastic. It's a wonderful read.
It's so good. It definitely, if y'all have been here for a while, I've been in a little bit of a reading slump, and it bowled me out for sure.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's amazing.
I need it all. I need more now.
I know. We both pre-ordered the third book, so that's on its way in a year. It's fine.
And I'm terrified to get to the end of this book.
I know. I keep hearing everyone's like, prepare for the ending. I'm like, no.
We had someone
and then the
comment
theory
on
of
TikTok,
that we have.
We had someone comment on TikTok that was like, I'm here for you when you finish this book.
No.
I'm like, oh, God.
That's never a good sign.
No.
And then it makes me wonder, last week we talked about the recovered correspondences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, it doesn't have anything to do with our shadow daddy.
I know.
Come on.
I'm so scared. I'm really, really curious to hear what you accidentally read. Your spoiler.
Oh, I can tell you now.
Oh, okay.
I saw Jack's name.
Oh, okay.
Later in the book, and I was like, what?
Okay.
What do you mean? But now I know,
Okay.
Yeah, relatively, kind of know. I don't really know what's up with him, but he's back. That's all I know.
Yeah.
And it had as much as I'd gathered.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, say nothing.
Yeah, I'm like, you must not have gotten to that part yet. I don't know.
He saved her life.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Okay,
So.
which was
He's,
odd.
like, nice now.
Yeah, but I also don't trust that.
I don't either. Because I also feel like he said something along the lines of, like, now we're even.
Yeah.
Because...
Like, he paid a debt because she murdered him? But I'm like, that's not... What? What?
I'm like, is it going to be like a enemies to lovers?
It better
absolutely better not be. I will be so fucking mad. You don't even understand. You literally do not understand.
I would be shooketh to my core.
Well, and then, I don't know if I can say that yet either. I'm just not going to talk.
What? All right. I don't know what she's
You have to
say.
lead the whole conversation.
I guess, but now I'm like,
to.
I want to say what you needed me to say, but I don't know what that
But
is.
she doesn't know what it is.
What else happened? Xaden finally professed to Violet his feelings.
Yeah, which, I mean,
Obviously.
we all knew that.
But it was like because she was gravely injured. The crazy ass torturing situation.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
dude. Holy
That was
shit.
a lot.
That was at the beginning of this.
I know.
Section.
And the fact that Liam showed up and all of that.
I know.
That was like that was
I actually cried.
That was the part that Hannah was on when she was here reading.
Okay,
And
yeah.
said Liam's name and I was like, don't say anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was wild.
Yeah.
And terrible.
And when she killed him, I was like,
I know. Freaking that guy sucked.
yeah, bitch.
He was the worst. And
Yeah.
Taryn was like trying to find his dragon, but lost him. Which is upsetting. 'Cause
That's
his
gonna
dragon
come
was-
back.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's absolutely gonna come back.
That and it's that and the potion that cuts off their bond is going to come back.
For
But
sure.
I don't want to say anything else because you must read it.
I will.
You
Most definitely.
must. It is not a want, it is a need.
Okay.
But what'd you read this week?
So, I will preface this by saying that I've been reading the Throne of Glass series.
Yes.
Love the Throne of Glass series.
As you should.
I hit the tandem read. And my ADHD kicked in a little bit and I went into overwhelm.
Yeah.
And so I've kind of had to set it aside. It's probably been a couple weeks since I've actually read any of it. So that's kind of on hold for me right now. I will finish it. I just need to get over the mental piece of it.
That's fair. I feel like the tandem read, I think, is the best way to do it, but also it is a lot. It's a little overwhelming.
And I did also go like straight through ACOTAR right into Throne of Glass. And so it's just been SDM.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to break it up a little bit. So I started reading this Life as We Knew It by Susan Beth Pfeffer this week. And I'm about 100 pages or so in.
How you feeling about it so far?
I'm enjoying it. So it's definitely a YA
Okay.
novel. It's written from the perspective. It's actually written as like diary entries of a high school girl.
Okay.
An asteroid hits the moon and pushes it closer to Earth. So that's the whole
I remember reading about that book and I want to read it.
Yeah, I got this. I got this in a TikTok schmiv from Sky Reads for her 100K
Nice.
giveaway, and so it was on my wish list, and I'm really enjoying it. It's the moon gets closer to Earth and wreaks havoc, as it would
Naturally.
if that happens.
Yeah, the
So,
gravitational issues.
yeah, and
alone.
it's from the perspective of this. I think she's a junior in high school, and what's happening with her family and her friends and her community. So it's very interesting. I'm not hating it.
Nice.
So
Good. It's always good when you don't hate a book.
yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah. And then additionally, I'm reading The Extraordinary Life of Sam Hell by Robert Dugoni.
Okay. I have not heard of it.
Oh, it's really, really good.
You're currently reading it or you finished it?
I'm currently reading it.
Okay.
I'm probably about halfway through now.
Okay. And it's really good.
It's really good. So it's about a boy who is born with a condition where his eyes are red.
Oh.
And it's not albinoism, it's just a condition of the eyes. Has no vision problems or anything like that, but he's growing up with red eyes, and
Is it like the irises are red or just all of it?
the irises are red.
Okay.
Yeah.
So kind of vampire vibes.
Ish. Yeah. Yeah, and he gets his nickname in school is Hell because of his eyes. So, like, he grows up being bullied, being called Devil Boy, and he goes to a Catholic school, which makes it even worse, right?
Yikes.
So he has this one main bully who's horrible to him as a child, and this bully ends up getting, like, expelled from the school.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. And then it kind of goes through his history, like his adult life. It kind of bounces back and forth a little bit. And when he encounters this bully again in adulthood, and the bully is now a cop.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So it's
Plot twist.
wild. It's a little heart-wrenching and emotional, but also talks a lot about like the friends that he made during school and how they're all still friends as adults. And
nice.
Yeah, it's got a lot of good vibes as well as that, tense kind of emotional, hard stuff to read about as well.
I like a book that does that to you. A range of emotions. Yeah. I also really like the switching back and forth between time periods.
I do as well.
I think that's fun.
Yeah, the other book that I'm reading, I haven't read any more this week, but The Whispers of Apple Blossoms does that. Jumps between time periods, and I really love that.
I do too. I feel like it, I don't know, adds something to it.
Mm-hmm. I also really enjoy books that focus on enduring friendships, much like you guys have, right? Like you grew up together, you're now adults, you're still friends.
We've gone through our phases of not talking to each other.
And there's you guys have to deal with the changes in each other as you grow and mature and all of that. And so that touches on a lot of that in this book as well. So
cool.
It's something that, like I said, halfway-ish through it, and I would highly recommend it.
Cool.
Thus far. So maybe when I get to the end, I won't anymore. We'll see.
I feel like I need to borrow so many books from both of you, but then it would mean I'd have them for years.
Well, this one's on Kindle, so...
Got it.
You have to have a Kindle to borrow it.
Does it do Kindle Unlimited? Because I can use that on my tablet.
It is Kindle Unlimited.
Hey!
Actually.
I could do that.
Yeah.
But any freaking who, dudes, those sound like good books.
Yeah. I'm enjoying them.
Yeah. Well, what did y'all read this week, you people? Tell us. Put it in the comments.
If you finished a book, you gotta leave it a rating.
Please!
You know the drill.
And if you don't, where you been?
Come on.
Come on.
Welcome. We love you.
Don't leave.
Please stay.
And you know what? Happy reading.
Happy reading.
Happy reading.
See you guys next week.
Yeah.
Bye.